Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be designing a horizontal layout for the first week of April in my classic Happy Planner. So come plan with me. And I've got these washi tapes here, all ready to go, as well as this mod liner that I may use, and these Happy Planner sticker books, which I'll pull from. So this is the first week of the April Plantable Challenge, and this week's theme is Rise and Shine. So if you'd like to participate, go ahead and post your spreads up on Instagram using the hashtag PlantableApril2023. We'd love to see what you come up with. All right, you guys, gonna go ahead and lay down some wax paper and get started here on the design for the week. I went through a lot of ideas on what I wanted to do for this theme. You could really go a lot of different ways. You could do a Easter, Resurrection Day style theme with the rising of Christ. You could do a early morning theme. You could do a sunshiny theme where you're doing, shining bright, or even just letting yourself shine. So there's a lot of ways to go with this. I was experimenting with a few different options, but decided to do a morning time theme and bring in some breakfast style ideas to use up some food stickers that I had, not print some new stickers, and also to do something a little bit different for, this rise and shine idea. I will say that I looked and saw somebody else do a breakfast theme over on Instagram for the Plantable Challenge for this week, and I thought that was a really great idea, and that kind of stemmed the idea that I ended up going with for the week. So the first thing I did was lay in some gold quotes. I had 3 semi-matching quotes there from the Happy Hostess sticker book. And then now I am pulling in some neutral watercolor stickers to create a little bit of background and add a bit of color to the theme. I'm also now in the Happy Plan sticker book pulling in a quote or two, maybe, we'll see. I thought that the half circle quotes here with the gold were a good match for what I had already there on the page and would tie in well with this theme. So like I said, I had those half circles there that I thought would make a really good background for the collages that I'm going to start to produce here with the breakfast foods. I pulled a few of them out of the food sticker book early on just to see what I had to work with that was breakfast related, and am pulling those in now. There's quite a few actually that I could pull from, which was good because I have a lot of these food stickers still left over. Just haven't had a reason to use these up. So it was fun to find a theme that I could really put these to some good use. Now, this might not be the breakfast for everybody. I actually don't even eat breakfast anymore. I pretty much skip right to lunch. But I do like a good morning coffee, so we have a couple of coffee cups on there. And then we have more like a, hearty breakfast of eggs and bacon and pancakes. And we've got some oatmeal for the more heart healthy conscious and just some variety toast, things like that. So lots of good options here in this food sticker book for the theme. And like I said, I'm just going to sort of collage them together using that background to tie them all into one place. I mean, I was thinking too to actually do some overlapping, but because these stickers are clear, I think it's better that they stay separated. So we'll see if that really works out in the end. So I'm just going to pull in a variety of items here just to mix and match the look and feel of each cluster. I'm going to pull in maybe even a few items I wasn't planning on originally, like those Pop-Tarts and the donut there. But I did want to have a little bit of extra, something that makes each cluster feel unique. I've also got a few coffee cups and gold tones, so I think I'm going to add at least one gold element into each one of the clusters so that they tie into the gold quotes as well. And just using the ones I pre-pulled and then grabbing what I need as I go from the sticker book. The food sticker book is an old sticker book, and I actually have used a lot of the donut stickers that you saw on that donut sheet. And some kind soul sent me some more donuts for me to use, so I'm happy to report that I will have donuts for this year's Donut Day. You guys know I like to celebrate Donut Day. So thank you whoever ended up sending me those donut stickers. I really appreciate it. So again, just combining these different items into little clusters, trying to mix and match things, make it look unique each time. I'm also building this out again using that triangular pattern. I have something at the top, on the side, and at the bottom, and then also going left, center, right. That just tends to help balance things out. So if you're a newbie to designing spreads, you can think about things, keeping them in sets of 3 or 5 and balancing them out in almost thirds across your page in different ways. You can pretty easily come up with something that will look good and unique. So let's go ahead and roll off these little clusters onto the initial wax paper that I laid down. I wasn't sure if I wanted to commit right away, so I just went ahead and laid down a separate sheet of wax paper. That way I could work over those paper stickers without worrying about committing the elements to the sticker right away or picking them up again if they, tended to stick down to the sticker background. So now I'm laying in some washi tape, and I got a really pale brown dot grid patterned washi that I used there first to tie in some of those neutral brown tones that are in the items of the food. I also have this washi tape from Plannything that I got a while back, I think maybe last year in spring, and am pulling that in for some marbled color. Again, just more solid color, since a lot of the elements on here are pretty light as far as either white or have a lot of white in them, so they're harder to see. Adding in a little bit more solid color, I think, helps bring some life to the spread. Went ahead and layered those two in again in thirds, so I have it in 3 different places there on the spread, top, middle, bottom, and I think that just helps again create some balance there with the washi. Next, I'm just flipping through the Happy Plan sticker book, looking maybe for some focus boxes perhaps to bring in, again with a little bit more color. I like these two in the pink and orange tones that again tie in with the rest of the theme. And they're simple. They have a little bit of a gold dot, I think, at the bottom of each to kind of tie into the dot pattern I brought in with the washi. And then I also have this gold striped washi that I'm going to pepper in as well, spreading in a little bit more gold in and around the spread, as well as some gold sparkle washi. Just trying to find a good home for some of that. Maybe I will layer these 2 gold washis together just to give them a little bit more presence. Again, those white backed washis are a little bit hard to see, so they pair better with something more bold that kind of makes them stand out. And I'm thinking maybe to even border the entire spread with this gold striped washi. So I think I will do that, but let's go ahead and lay down the stickers first, get those on the spread, and then I will just go over the entire thing at the very end with that washi tape. So I'm able to move over the clusters as one big piece, and I'm using my white Sakura Jelly Roll pen to white out any black lines that are behind the elements that I'm going to lay in. I'll leave the gray lines. They're a lot less intrusive upon the clear stickers, but the black lines tend to really show through, so I'm just going to white those out. And I'm going to drop in this quote here, as well as this washi tape. I'll also start moving in the rest of these stickers, making some adjustments as I go. Moving things over one by one. I'm also making some adjustments to the layering of the washi, just so that certain ones have a bit more presence on the spread. And we'll move over the circle sticker, which I like. Adds a little bit of color and brings in the gold as well. I'm going to lay in this collage here. Doing a little bit of white out behind those clear stickers where they overlap the black. And maybe repositioning this quote as well. Again, whiting out the black lines behind it. I'm going to drop in the focus box now. So on every day, I'm really trying to leave space for functionality. Even though there's quite a bit of decor on my spreads, I do use them pretty functionally. Each day will have at least space for a checklist. And I've been doing a pretty long checklist each day, so like 4 or 5 spaces at least for tasks and items. And then I also will a lot of times put in what I call focus boxes, or if there's some event or appointment I need to keep track of, that is where I would put it on the day. Also too, if there's just something I need to address that day, if I don't have something that is like time sensitive or time based, but I want to make sure that it gets addressed on a specific day, that's what I'll put in that focus box. So I've moved a lot of the more scheduling items to an hourly scheduling layout, which I do show in my planner flip through videos if you're interested to see how that goes. So this is mainly where I keep track of my task related items, my to-do list, my checklists, and if there's anything that is day specific, appointments, events that I need to remember. I've already laid in that third collage there with its quote, using that same process of whiting out behind them as needed. And now I've laid in the focus box here on Sunday and am finishing out the bottom with this washi tape and sticker. So I'm going to go ahead and make, again, a little bit of an adjustment here from what was on the wax paper. Moving over this washi tape in little chunks and whiting out any overlap there on the black line. We'll do the same down here. I think I want this to look like it's going behind the circle, so I will go ahead and trim it in a minute, just kind of in that circular space so that it does look like it's wrapped around the circle. And that looks good. Let's go ahead and trim off the excess here on the page so we can see how the final will turn out. And that all looks good. Happy with how this is turning out. Let's go ahead and do that final step of the washi tape, putting that along the edges of the entire spread. I think it just adds a little bit more texture and decor. Just gives a little bit more life to the spread overall, binding it together with the border. So I went ahead and whited out the black line at the bottom since the washi tape does touch it on many occasions. But the rest of it, I don't think that the washi is thick enough to hit that black line, so it's the only place I really needed to put it. And I'll go ahead and finish out this trim of the border. Trying not to pull too tight so that it doesn't pull up the pages. It's doing it a little bit there in the corners, you can see, so hopefully I can release that before we're done. I also had a seam that was about to hit mid-page there, so I went ahead and trimmed that off and saved that for later and started fresh on the washi tape pattern. And okay, that looks really good. I'm liking that. The last step will be for me to put in my mild liner checklist, just to get an idea of where I will be putting that information in each day. And once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye.